Okay, so I was scrolling through Instagram looking at vague historical memes when I saw something about the steam engine being invented 200 years before the Industrial Revolution, only because a Turkish man wanted to evenly cook his doner kebab. Now, I have no idea what a doner was until about 5 minutes after that meme, but I do know what a steam engine is, and that sounded really funny to me. After looking at the picture provided with the meme, I can deduce that this is a steam engine. It's a very simple and inefficient steam engine, but the guy was spinning sandwiches, he's not making a train. This was 200 years before steam engines were actually commonplace, and yet people were still using them. So I had to ask myself, where did steam engines come from? Well, before we ask that, I'm going to define what an engine is so everyone understands. An engine is any machine that converts energy into mechanical energy. The engine in your car uses explosions to spin a stick. The explosion is the energy. That stick is the converted mechanical energy. That spinning stick can be used to spin a wheel through a complicated set of gears, belts, and other random crap that I don't 100% understand. That's why they're called combustion engines. A steam engine is the same principle, only now it boils water to make steam to spin a stick. That's what the Turkish guy was doing with his engine. I have a very crude model of what it probably looked like. That steam goes through a pipe and then hits a wheel of cups that catches the steam to spin a stick. Therefore, it's an engine. It's not a good engine, but it's an engine. This isn't about the design of an engine, however, we're talking about steam power. The first recorded instance of a steam engine was made by a Greek-Egyptian mathematician named Hero of Alexandria back in the 1st century AD. This steam engine was called the Arlephile, I don't know. The design was extremely simple compared to modern engines. It was seen more as like a party trick or just something cool you could do with steam back in the day more than anything useful. Hell, if you had basic tools, you could probably make one yourself. This design was pretty much everything on steam engines back in the day. It wasn't until Taqi al-Din, the Turkish scientist from earlier, built his sandwich spinning steam machine in 1546. That is the earliest confirmed steam engine that I could find, but there's a controversy about a guy named Blasco de Garay, man, these names are hard to pronounce, who had reports of inventing an early version of the steamboat back in 1543, although I can't find any record of his design, any witnesses, I can't find crap on this. Okay, so I couldn't let it go, right? So I looked it up and I found this whole document. And I read through the whole document, and not only is there no mention of steam within either his design or the document, but this back here, if this was his original design, is a perpetual motion machine. If you're unfamiliar, perpetual motion machines straight up do not work and haven't worked since Plato's time. So either this guy is just stupid or I must have misread something, cause I don't know. There were other steam-powered devices in the 1600s and the first half of the 1700s, but they were limited. The reason for this was because in early steam engines, they weren't made of strong enough material. So on a small scale, they worked great. On a large scale though, they had a bad habit of exploding. There were improvements to the design over time, but there wasn't much, just making the design a little more efficient. Then, the Industrial Revolution happened. Now, the Industrial Revolution didn't happen because of the steam engine. That's an overcomplicated topic that I don't want to get into. The revolution did give the steam engine a much needed upgrade though, with the high pressure steam engine around the late 19th century. So now instead of steam just sort of coming out to perform actions, it will now get launched at speeds fast enough to just destroy someone's day. By this time, they were powerful enough to run trains, some weird-ass British car I found on Wikipedia, and spin sandwiches at frankly ludicrous speeds. There were still safety issues with it, but now that it was so powerful, no one cared. From here I thought with the advent of the combustion engines and now electric engines, that steam power was just some cool novelty for nerds like myself to try to replicate and then fail. But there was at least one more advancement in steam power that was relatively recent. And this advancement is uranium, or thorium for salmonella viewers. Please come back, Sam, I miss you. Uranium makes a lot of heat for an extremely long time. So now you put these heated up sticks of death into water with a few cases of lead and other preventative measures because, you know, that heat then boils the water to make steam and start the process that we've already had perfected since the birth of Christ. So yeah, that was my week. This was pretty fun to make. Not much to really say other than I got a new mic and only used it to re-record one line. The next video is probably going to be in a different style though. I haven't really decided what it's going to be. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been feeling that good, but these videos have been really helping me with that. And it's just kind of an escape, I guess. But that's all from me for now though, so y'all can have a fantastic day.